One, hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where today we are talking about the final episode of Ultraman Arc. I
Uh,
am I am Nick. With me are Alex and Josh.
hi.
Hello there.
Um,
What a fucking disappointment. Just like I called it.
yeah, yeah, like it wasn't. I had seen a lot of people hyping this up online going into this. Um, where like some people were talking about how like this is better than like this is the best new gen ending period. X, Y, and Z. Like, there's no way. I can think of like
Fuck off.
4 shows that, without watching the end of this, I can think of 4 shows that had better endings. And having
Yeah,
watched it,
like
I was right
what?
about each one of those.
Yes. I don't know who you said that this ending was better than Blazar's, but I hope you choke on the biggest toe.
Yeah.
I hope you suck your fucking toe at night every goddamn night of the rest of your life, you piece of
Like,
shit.
I'm gonna say this. This is not a bad ending. This is not. I don't think this is bad at all. I just don't think it's great, like some people are trying to make it sound. Like,
It
it
was
is
like the rest of the
serviceable.
series. It was lackluster.
Yeah, it was okay. Like, it's not bad. I don't regret watching this. There's actually moments in this episode I liked a lot.
Yeah, it had
Um,
moments.
I
Yeah, it had
honestly
some
think
really good moments.
I think Swede's kaiju form is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
talk about that one.
I like the lumps. I like the
I
fact that it has genital warts all over
I
its
like the
body.
empty head thing going on. I think that's the coolest part. Like the fact that you can see into the head.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, that's like my favorite part. I think that some of the emotional beats are okay if incredibly manipulative and not very well set up.
Was
Like I
yeah.
get that his parents' death is a huge part of like his character, but
We
it
spent
doesn't get
exactly
talked.
0 seconds with them.
Yeah, it
Like,
doesn't.
this did not hit the way they wanted it to hit.
Yeah, no. If
No.
anything, we spend more time with his grandma. We should have had moments with like her
I
instead.
was, I was really confused by that.
Yeah, like
That
again,
was a choice that I would not have made.
I I think a lot of the people that are saying this is like the best new gen ending are like really in the this is the new hotness like point
Yeah, it's like
where
the people that say that the brand new Doctor Who is one of the best Doctor Who's they've ever watched.
yeah, like I think people
Two
in
of those
like
episodes are fantastic.
mhm,
Who? Who out of this
I'm
season?
not. You're
mhm,
you're not getting me on the defensive on this.
yep. Anyway though,
I'm
I'm
not
upset.
defending the season. The season it's as a whole was not good. Like,
I'm upset right now. Okay,
that's
I'm
fair.
upset.
and it had so much that it could have done that was so wonderful. And that's what's I think upsetting also about Ultraman Arc, because there was a lot here that they only started playing with in the last like 3 episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there was a lot of emotional beats that we could have had. Like, it's I hate to say it, but I don't think I really bought the relationship between Yuma and Shu.
No,
I do. I think that they
And I think it
chickened
was
out.
so close. I also think they fucking pussied out
Oh,
though.
I
Like,
I
oh,
100% believe there is a different version of this script where they fell in love because it
that
is
could have been
played like
so. That
that.
could have been such a. That would have been a better story.
Yeah, like it is
I
played
watched
so much
this.
like that, and they just didn't pull the trigger on it.
And
I
like, he pulls
watched
him
this
in, like they're going in for a
with
kiss.
Nick
And,
Yep,
watching me, and he heard me. He was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna do it!" And like,
yep,
oh,
yep. Yeah,
because
no, Josh thought it
like
was gonna happen. Yep,
even the piano is telling you they're gonna do it.
yeah. No, like there is a different version of this script where they
Oh,
where they finally admit they're in love with each
where they
other,
fuck.
and that just didn't happen.
better script.
Oh yeah,
But still, like, I don't know that. Like, I don't
I
know.
think it would have been more
There were a lot of things in here that did not feel earned.
yeah, true. and don't get me wrong, I don't think like, even if they had done that, I still don't think it would have been a great ending. But fuck, it would have been like a way more memorable ending. And I think that
Yeah,
they would have like
'cause that would have been a
people would
first
talk
for
about it.
the. Well, that would have been like a first for
How
Ultraman, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yep,
how dare they make him into a wanderer? He's not on the same level as fucking Orb.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, again,
You Yuma.
it's again, it is what it is. Anyway, our recap portion. So the episode starts with Yuma waking up in a pure white room, obviously in a dream again, which he realizes pretty quick, thankfully. He gets
Yeah, I
dressed and goes
was
to work.
I was glad that he recognized it pretty quick because I was like, we're not gonna do this twice. We
No,
kind of do, but
Wrong. We do it
kind of.
twice in this episode.
Yes, we do it twice in the episode. I do think that
is it the fight? Is it the fight in the dream world too?
part of it,
We do it 3 times in this episode.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. There's a lot going on in this episode where they play with dreams, which
But
I
they
get it,
but
but
they
still,
didn't set up any reason all season for him to ever have any desire to separate from Arc. They don't play with him always constantly thinking about his parents.
Mhm.
Like,
It's not earned.
man,
It just isn't. And like again, I think if anything, we should have like it shouldn't have been his parents in this opening part.
it should have been
It
his
should have been his
grandmother.
grandma because his
Yep,
grandma's
you are absolutely
yeah,
right.
yeah, we've had that established from the get-go. Like there's entire
And it would
parts.
bookend the series, because we start out with his grandma and we would end there. That'd be,
Yeah, no, it would have
you
made
know.
more sense. It would have been more earned.
Well, this
Yeah,
feels
He's a
this
horrible
feels like,
fucking
and we've
grandson because he leaves her.
I don't know.
uh we've pointed out, or you've done the job of pointing out the different writers that we come across in our other series like Orb and Gene. But this series in particular feels like every episode was written by someone else, or it feels like there was a plethora of writers and no one was in at the helm. This
Yeah,
this is very sequels energy.
which one second, I'm gonna look up who wrote this episode. Um, because
Like
I'm
no
just
one's
really
driving.
curious. I feel like this is someone who's typically a good writer, but I don't know if they.
I'm not sure the writing within the episode is bad per
Yeah,
se within
I don't.
itself, but
I just don't
like
think it's earned. Yeah. It's written by it's written by a writer who wrote a lot of this season and a lot of Blazar, but this is his first time
Upsetting
as
'cause
like this is
Blazers
the
suck.
showrunner, and it's his first time as a showrunner, which I
Uh,
think definitely says something. And
can I also say that this, out of all the other Ultraman properties that we've seen,
hmm,
feels a lot more child coded.
it's
Like,
supposed to be. I think that was his intention. He
I
also
think that's
didn't.
why they probably shied away from such long storytelling,
Yeah.
so that you could just jump in at any time.
I'll also say he didn't write much of the middle of the season. He wrote like the beginning and the very end, and a lot of the middle is not his writing.
Okay.
And I'm
They're
wondering if
just,
that had an effect.
especially in the middle, there just wasn't a lot of like episodes that were willing to mess with the lore or
Yeah,
do something risky.
yeah, and I'm wondering if that had like we had a couple of them that he wrote in the middle, but not much. And I want to say those are the episodes that introduced Swede. Yeah, those are the episodes that introduced Swede. And I'm wondering if like because my biggest issue with like the whole Swede coming back as the final villain thing was that it didn't feel like we had her set up enough. I wonder if like he didn't want anyone else to write that character, and because of that we didn't get anything else from her.
Well, that doesn't seem
good.
very farsighted.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of little issues that I'm gonna have with this and the episode in general, but the series as a whole. Um, I do like some elements though. Like I like when he realizes that he is in a dream, the TV starts speaking to him. I think that was like a cool little effect that the TV's talking to him,
Yeah.
and it mentions like yeah, like you lower beings, you can like dream, but I can't. And like my dreams can't be made into a reality, but your primitive dreams we can make real. And then she starts crawling out of the TV, basically. I like that was a cool effect too. I liked that a lot. Where she like leans
Yeah, I
forward, puts her
love
arms
redo.
on it to rest herself as she leans out of the TV.
Yeah, it was simple but effective green
Mhm.
screening.
Oh yeah, like I will say this: the effects this episode are top notch.
Uh,
It's not
I'm
as
gonna push
good.
back
Like,
I'm gonna push
There
back
were
just a little bit because at the beginning of the final fight, they're just shots from the hip up, and it just like
that's
it's not a
fair.
very convincing effect, in my
It's
opinion.
that's fair. Again, I think what they do very well though. Like,
Sure,
I think there's
I'll agree to that because
especially
they
like
do the miniatures again, and I really appreciate
mhm,
that as always.
and like there's a couple of elements of like again, I know I really liked the Swede monster form, especially like the effect they gave for her head. Like I thought that looked cool.
It was at least unique and
Mhm.
interesting. I
Yeah.
will say that very different than what we're shown in any other episode, and very different than a lot of other things in other Ultramen.
Yep.
So I thought it was really up there for uniqueness. Not is necessarily a style that appealed to me very much,
Mhm.
but a definite A plus for uniqueness.
Yeah. I wish they would have used this kaiju design a couple more times before
Yeah,
this.
if maybe we had seen it 2 or 3 times, maybe I'd have a more like, oh, I'm starting to like it opinion.
Hmm.
But no, we just didn't set this up.
Yeah. Again,
Like we got to see Juggler's armor form quite a few times.
oh yeah, I think
I think it definitely improved, in my opinion, over time.
oh yeah, like I think for him we saw it in the first third, like at the end of the first third of the show
Did
for
we
a
see it that
orb.
early? I thought it was a
We
little
saw it
later.
like pretty
No.
early. It was like either episode 8 or episode 11. So before the first half, though, we definitely saw his illusion demon armor.
It was only after he loses his ring, though, right?
well, I mean,
Maybe. Fuck, I don't remember for
he
sure.
gets it when he's up there after he kills the mob boss, right?
Yeah, yeah, we see it around then. So episode 11, I want to say maybe. Yeah, but still within like the like before the first half, we see him, and like we see him use that form a
See?
lot, and he's such an active part of the story the entire time that it's like again with Swede, we just didn't get that. Also, I still don't think we have an explanation for what happened to her eye, so I am still saying that that weird eye wormhole in the sky is her eye.
Oh yeah, we didn't get resolution to that, did we?
No, I just think that happened.
Yeah.
I think she just scratched her eye and just
Watch. She's always looked like this, and we just imagined that she had 2 eyes.
get in the
Yep.
comments.
Yeah, get in the
The
comments.
Mandela effect.
Yep.
The sweet eye effect.
Yep.
The sweat eye.
Yeah. So then she tries to have the dream parents convince Yuma to give up Arc so that the day is ruined.
And man, do they try
Yep.
and try.
Oh yeah. No, they try
And
real hard.
cry.
I'm also gonna bring this up later on. But I'm gonna mention this now. Kind of fucked up what Arc does to try to save him. It's a tiny bit fucked up when he does this when he does the same
I'm
thing.
your dad.
Yeah. He's been problematic for a little while though.
Yeah.
So Ark was the bad guy the whole time.
I mean, we also get to watch the moment where Yuma's parents die.
Oh, that part always gets to me. Makes me laugh every time.
But we see it in an alternate reality.
Yeah.
And then they get up and act like freaking Terminators.
Yep.
Dun 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 dun.
I was hearing that in my head. Just him just the rubble falling away and him just standing up completely unfazed, like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Starts
Yeah.
chasing him like the T-1000.
God, it's Like, I feel bad because like they're trying so hard to have these like big emotional beats, but like again,
It sucks all the action out of this episode because they're having to spend so much time to elicit the emotion.
well, and if they had front loaded this, like had more of like the stuff with his parents early on, like again, we don't see his parents much at all. We only really see
No,
them when they're dying.
or dead.
Yeah, like it just would have worked better. But yeah, so then
Yep.
now Yuma's on top of a building and his dad's trying to convince him to give up Ark's power. And then another version of his dad shows up and he's like, "No, Yuma, don't give up Ark's power. I
Which
must."
is what is happening? Like where is the moral compass of the writing in this episode? I'm so confused
Yeah,
by this move.
that Ark
Turns out it's
also
just a
chooses
perk.
to transform into his dad to try to convince him of shit. Yeah,
Yuma,
What was
I
the
have been your
thought?
dad the whole time.
no, I fucking love that moment where it's like, wait, what? And then then he turns into Ark. I'm like, so Ark just gets to fuck with his mind like this too. It's okay when you do it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Dude, it's so
he is
manipulative.
the good guy.
It's it's so manipulative and like I again like I don't quite get what the message of this episode is.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Oh, really, really odd choice to do
yeah.
that.
Well, and like here's the thing: if they had wanted to go that route, there's another Ultraman who got his powers like from the spirit of his dead father. You could have gone that route. Like that's a literal thing that is canon. Ultraman Dyna got his powers that way. That's been a thing since the 90s. You could have done that one. Like I don't know why they decided to like and just for this episode, maybe we're gonna do a thing with your parents, but no, it's still Rution. Again, I
I
just
just don't know why. Like literally, the choice. Like you could, okay, if you wanted to make that choice and show up as his dad, then fully commit to that bit, then that would have been different. But like, why choose to show up at like his dad and then fully do the whole like yes, like it's not like an assumption thing. He asks him dad, and he goes yes, like, and then it's
Because
revealed a moment later that he's Ultraman inside, and I'm like, are they trying to tell me that his dad was Ultraman?
well,
No, we established that Rution came here and found Yuma.
yeah,
no, it's his Ultraman is dad. If it wasn't for
it's just
dad,
daddy.
he wouldn't have the power of his imagination.
I mean, I guess again, like
Why not? Okay, but why not go the G route and then reveal to Arc that you were an alien after all? Like pull that rug at the end. Like, haha, you're actually an alien. You're an ultra, but you were dropped here in a biblical type immaculate birth. Whatever. You could have
mhm.
done a whole bunch of shit with his origin just that
Ah,
fast.
he
Or
wanted it.
no, I'm saying you could
He
do it. There's
wanted the Jesus
precedence
Christ
to do
sign.
it. You could have. It could have been a thing where he's imagined his parents the entire time. We're doing this imagination shit thing, and he only ever had a grandma
Yep.
because grandma found him like on her doorstep and just didn't tell anybody. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of shit you could do here.
Yeah, honestly, like, and I think again that's another problem I just have with this. I had with this episode is like we've had all this established, and then it's almost like the writer didn't like what he established early on and wanted to change it.
I don't know if he knew what he established.
Well,
Oh
no,
yeah, I was
because
gonna
like he
say, you
wrote
might have forgot.
no, because he wrote episode 3, the one where we get the backstory. He was the writer for that one. He wrote the episode about Yuma's parents dying and about him becoming fucking Arc for the first time.
He had Akira Toriyama syndrome. He just forgot.
Oh
I'm
man, if
telling
that's
you,
the
man,
case,
there's precedence for that too.
no, again, it's just I like I get the I don't get it. I like
Don't
I
don't
don't
lie to
know.
me.
No, I just don't. I don't get what they were going for this one. Like
No, the
it's
this
it's
one confused me.
it's so needlessly manipulative to do like to do all this like everything with the parents in the last episode like and again if you wanted to do the whole it was the spirit of your parents that gave you the power that's been a thing you can just do that you don't need to do the alien thing if you don't want to
Yeah, I mean, I'm just giving you an out
yeah no like that's
because he's
legitimately
still just a human.
yeah no that's legitimately another like that's a thing there are ultramen who have their powers because of that too you can just
Okay,
do that
but every time that we've gotten a chance to talk to Rution, I've not gotten the warm fuzzies from that being.
no
No.
He seemed like kind of an asswipe for the whole time, like
yeah
very kind of
I'm starting to
self-centered.
think Swede was right.
I I would love it if that was the reveal of the movie. If
That would be so funny.
yeah, if the movie
Oh my
revealed like that
god,
he was just a jerk
He's
the entire time.
he's truly the villain. They've been just
my
trying to kill
jaw
him.
would hit the ground.
That's
except
the movie.
except the movie takes place before episode 23, so they can't do that.
I mean, they could show us a different perspective.
They could. I don't think they're going to though. I think the biggest problem that this one has going for it is like they wanted to aim it really young, but because they wanted to aim it really young, they also didn't respect the audience that much.
Agreed.
Like if you look at like Orb, there's a lot of like stuff going on there with the characters. You look at Jeed, which I know we're not super far into Jeed, but like there's stuff going on with the characters. Like and the characters have their own motivations. Like
Yeah.
with this one, like and this is just me getting off on like a little bit of a tangent. What does Rin want in
I
life?
literally was gonna say to you, what do you think Rin did this whole season?
Yeah, like what does she want? Like I know Bond wants to be a good dad, but like we found that out in one episode. Like, what do these characters want besides to work at Skip?
No
Um,
clue.
Like,
to
we
have an
know,
orgy.
we know so much about like the supporting cast of Orb and like already the supporting cast of Jeed. Like, we spent the
We knew
entire season with these
everything
characters.
about the supporting cast in Blazar.
Yeah, no, like, what do we know about these characters?
We knew what they were fucking allergic to.
Yeah, like,
I
what
know
is?
that Shu liked coffee until about 3/4 of the way through the season, and then we just
Well,
never talk about it again.
Yeah,
after Alien Samurai died, he just couldn't. It's different. Zangiel ruined it.
That episode could have it was so close to being really interesting if they would have kept up with that.
hmm I kind of wish they would have gone like the Cafe Black Star route where he has the perfect coffee and he can never drink coffee again because of it. I think that would have been a good end to that story.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, and again, that's another thing that's established. You could have done that. You could have brought that character in. That actor's still
Maybe by
alive.
not maybe by not doing any of that, they are unique.
Maybe it truly was the cough we met along the way.
I don't, I'm so annoyed. But anyway, so Shu
It's like
takes
fucking
a
get over
Oh,
it.
proton
before
pack.
we go further, I will say I am looking at Swede's profile, so I can confirm she showed up with 2 eyes.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
just one throwaway line here that goes, "However, it is later revealed that Swede somehow survived, but lost her left eye." Period. Nothing more is mentioned
They
about this.
they really pulled that card. They pulled a Palpatine.
Yeah.
It's literally I read it word for word.
Again, I'm gonna say this.
It was later revealed that Swede somehow survived.
I'm gonna say this.
You're
If
so
we're gonna do, it was later revealed that this character somehow survived. Fucking G did that better too. Like, there's so
There we
many
go.
fucking things that, like, you guys remember the fucking end of Ultra Fight Orb? Congratulations! It turns out Belial's still alive. That was a fucking big moment. Did you guys feel like it mattered when Swede showed up again?
No one gives a shit about Swede. All I know is that she's right. Kill Arc.
The only thing I was wondering this whole episode is how are we gonna pull out a kaiju fight out of this?
Again, I do like that design though. I also love that Shu shows up with a proton pack.
Oh my god.
I knew that was gonna either be something that Josh loved or hated. Give it to me.
At first, I loved it. I was like, oh, they're doing a Ghostbusters. And then they're like, what was the point of this?
Yeah. There's a lot of.
It got Shu some time, screen time.
Yeah.
It got Shu riding on Yuppie, out of breath for some reason. Just hang on.
No, he's just been hyperventilating the
Yuma.
entire time. He's been hyperventilating the entire way there. No, you don't understand. I'm so worried that the man I love is gonna die. Again, would have worked.
Would have worked, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so then they bring down the barrier and the jets scramble and start shooting the shit out of this fucking kaiju.
It looks so dumb.
I love his eyes though. I love his eyes so much.
The star thing?
Yeah, I think that's fun.
It's very interesting, yeah.
Yeah. And then we get a moment where in the dream world, Rution and Yuma speak to each other in the reflection of a fucking building.
So we're like 2 layers down now.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
This just proves to me that he takes over Yuma and Yuma's not participating in the fight.
Which is also fucking weird because it felt like it was the opposite earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was almost explicitly shown that he would like get confused or
which
like he's the one who has to imagine the armor, so he's got to be a part of the fight.
It almost makes me wonder if maybe Rution, because Rution was like pure light when he showed up in like the flashbacks. I wonder if maybe that was supposed to show us that he was freaked out that he was solid. But that doesn't feel earned either.
No, like I'm not sure I buy that explanation because it's just okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, like
if you say it's kind of one of those if you say so moments.
Yeah, no, like again, I get why people like this episode because there's a lot of these big moments that are cool and there's like all these emotional beats, but none of them are earned.
Yeah, like the beam clash was really cool, and then it got really dumb.
Yeah.
And then it got cool.
Also, we get the Galaxy armor again, which is now.
The beam clash was so stupid.
All it was Godzilla flying with his atomic breath. That's all that was.
It was so. The thing that made it even worse for me was the fact that he lands back to back with no impact was stupid. It should have been a super powered rocket boosted punch or kick or something.
It was like they were like the best of friends doing back to back, like Army of Two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it pisses me off because I'm like, okay, because like we're like maybe 15 seconds in. No, it was maybe 5 seconds into him just blasting off backwards, and I'm like, but the curvature of the Earth. But no, apparently this beam just stays in place and is affected by gravity. And then is affected like a whipping jump rope.
We have done that
what
before.
What you're thinking about is he's imagining it go around the Earth.
No, like
it's an imagination beam.
You gotta remember,
you're probably right.
We did establish that when he did the fucking like the beam and then he whipped it to dome the Digelos in like episode 3. Remember? Because he's like shooting it forward and it doesn't work. And he grabs it and whips it and it fucking goes around the barrier to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. I still don't think that feels earned.
No, it's still like, because we haven't done anything like that for like episodes. Like it's
Yeah.
been pretty standard for a really long time now. And I think that's the biggest problem is like a lot of these things, if they had just stayed consistent with what they did at the start to the
Yeah.
end, we wouldn't have as many problems with this episode. But like it's
It's
almost
so true.
like from the perspective of in universe, it's like he forgets he can do all these things. Like, oh yeah, I can whip my beam around things.
But when have we ever been? Oh my God. It makes if why didn't it ever get pulled down when he whipped it? Like it would have like started cutting into the earth. Like uh, the
Yeah,
logic or like the logic of it being a continuous thing as it's being driven into the enemy. Just I don't know. Like the power set just does not feel. It
right.
doesn't feel like it fits hard or soft lore or magic systems because I'm like it kind of is trying to do both. Like it's kind of got a hard logic to it until I need it to do some bullshit thing and wrap around the earth.
Yep.
Ah, why did I mean it's clearly reminiscent of like a Superman or a Flash punch. You know, I'm winding up. How far can I wind up? Oh, I'm just gonna circle the entire globe.
Yep.
And then it's a really epic punch. That happens on a regular basis and it's still cool when it happens. Like, why was this not executed well?
Because it
Anyways,
wasn't earned. Like,
no.
I don't know why. Like, again, the punch, I would have loved that. But the beam, I'm like, uh.
Like, why did it have to stay? It could have been like, haha, I'm going like, it could have been like a rocket and it like dissipates after a little while and he goes around the earth and it would have still been fucking cool.
Yeah.
I would have been
Yeah.
asking why Sweet just stood there and waited, but it still would have been cool.
Uh, especially when he
He just,
clearly felt him.
Mm-hmm.
but I would just love that from that perspective. Like, he just like leaves the encounter for several seconds. Is like, what?
Fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
Did I win?
Okay, cool. I guess I'm gonna blow up the Earth now or something.
Yeah,
I don't really
right.
remember what I was supposed to be doing anymore.
Kind of got lost in the sauce there. What happened?
I
Where'd
guess
he
I'll
go?
just unleash the
Just
power
leave.
of the sun that's in my chest.
Oh shit! I think I won.
Oh yeah, and to say like
Oh, you're back there.
that was so weird too. Like I forget that she has the power of the sun in her chest, and like you, it wasn't like the most brilliant. Like, oh, I know what he's gonna use. He's gonna use the monohorn that we keep talking about and having no reason to talk about. And then it's just like broken, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he jabbed it in and then sliced it off so she couldn't pull it out.
Okay,
And the rest of his species and planet died because the sun blew up. And we're not going to go over that part now.
Yeah.
we have yet another genociding Ultraman.
I mean, kinda. Yeah. Like there's a chance that
Yeah, but he
happens
doesn't
just
even
now.
do it cool.
We also, I mean, this show does like do a lot of the classic Showa stuff. There's genocide. There's crucifixions. Like it did stuff that we're used. It did stuff they used to do all the time.
Yeah, just do your
So they are
genocide
willing
best.
to call back on the other episodes.
Yeah.
Interesting, but not for some other things.
Yep.
Just
I'm
do
watching this
your
thing
war
where he's
crimes
just
better.
flying around the earth. Now, I'm just watching this clip. I'm like, man, that really looks goofy as fuck that he's doing it that way.
It looks goofy as fuck.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but it goes on way too long.
It goes on so long.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so long. It's so absurd. You just like, and then it like backs out. And you just see it going around. And it's kind of quiet, and you're like, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
And
Yep.
then the whip happens. I'm like, oh, this is still stupid.
Yeah. Hey,
Then it
that.
goes through her face. I'm like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Yep.
It was neat, but like he could have like that could have just failed, and he turns around and just hits her in the back.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it didn't have
Or
to
the
be
fact
silly.
she just goes, oof, and hits himself in the back of the head and kills him. She could have won so many different ways.
Oh yeah, no, like there's a ton of contrivance in this episode, and like
Well,
I don't like it.
I also wanted to point out too, like, don't you love it how they literally do they actually do the "it was all a dream" bit when they just rebuild the entire town uh after the first monster gets defeated? Like, literally all of his destruction was just a dream
Well, he
because they put the
imagined.
town back.
You gotta remember, he has a power of imagination, so he imagined the town being built again. Now
Yep.
that he's gone,
But they just hedge their bets on anything that would have any long lasting meaning. That's why this feels so disconnected.
Yeah. Yeah.
you're just not using your imagination.
I feel like that's also kind of a problem I had with the season. Like, I'm fine with that idea, but it's the execution of like
Yeah.
everything can be answered with imagination.
It's literally that's just completely hand wavy.
Yeah. No, like it's like other shows have to have like reasoning behind certain things. And for this one, it's just like, no, it's imagination. We can do what we want because he imagined it.
Yeah.
He's the most powerful Ultraman because he has imagination on the side.
But he still needs the help of a caveman.
Yeah.
Because what's more powerful than imagination? Boonga boongas.
I think that entire scene lasted like 15 seconds.
I don't give a shit.
It goes past like the pyramids. Like, what the
Yeah, no,
fuck?
it went way too long.
Someone in the writers' room was like, "This is gonna look dope as fuck."
And they didn't realize how weird it looks when he's doing the beam flying with like his legs kind of tucked up a little bit.
Don't forget to touch
It's like you remember how like Goku at one point would fire the Kamehameha with his feet in Dragon Ball in
And
order to fly?
yes,
It's like that.
Well, like the one he like beats old King Piccolo with is like he like fires it behind him with his hands and then turns around.
Yeah.
Like that would have been so much cooler because like that scene where Ark is coming in for a landing, he's coming in hot. Like
Yeah.
that could have been a punch, man.
Oh yeah. And instead they just end up back to back.
well, he had to make sure he slowly descend. He didn't want to hurt her.
Well, and like Swede can fire blasts from those like things on her shoulders. There's some pointed at him.
He was too distracted by the
Um,
force of that infinitely long beam.
Timey wimey
Would be wobbly. Yeah, okay.
bullshit.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so now Yim is off into space. Where he's
He
gonna
gives some bullshit justification to all of them.
Yep, he's gonna show up in fucking Ultraman Omega coming out in probably July.
The only thing that would have pissed me off more, he puts on a hat and a trench coat, and he's like, "I'm the Wanderer now."
Oh, I would have
Oh
been
my
so furious.
God.
I would have been so angry. I would have been so angry.
My God.
I would have been like 100%. I would have been so angry if that had happened.
We would have all quit the podcast.
Yep. Oh God, I would have like spent weeks just anytime I thought about it, I would have gotten like visibly upset.
Just pulls out a harmonica. Put that back.
Oh, dude, I would have been so angry.
You fucking dare!
If he shows up in Omega with that aesthetic, I will flip my shit.
Dude,
He pulls out a katana.
Don't, no.
He's
None
playing
of
a
this.
harmonica. No, he's got the ukulele. He's doing the ukulele.
I thought you were gonna say like the harmonica was part of the katana or some shit.
Oh God, I mean that's possible.
Ugh.
And then they all have a delusion where they see like lights in the sky, and they're like, well, Rin's like, I saw a thing. Maybe that was him. Sending a sign. He didn't send you
They're all like,
shit.
"Who the fuck is Yuma?" They've all forgotten about him.
Yeah. uh,
Also, like, if you know even a little bit about fucking physics, you know that lights in the sky is several, probably tens of thousands of light years away. Like, that shit happened so long ago.
no, but
Like,
he used his
Or
imagination.
aliens.
Also, this is something I didn't mention, but I'm looking at it now. This show is sponsored by Dell and Casio. I just wanted to say that.
but they use a Microsoft Surface at one point.
Yes, but it's sponsored by Dell and Casio. You gotta remember though, Jeed's sponsored by McDonald's.
Yeah, well, that one makes sense. Japanese
Are we gonna
McDonald's is like on another like level.
are we gonna get product placement?
Not
Pepsi.
really. Not from what I remember.
No, remember remember from Kung Pao product placement with Taco Bell.
Oh, dude, I need to find. There's a thing I'm gonna send you later on because McDonald's also sponsored a couple of Kamen Riders, and there was a choice they made
Oh
with
my
one of
god.
them. There was a choice they made with one of them.
Oh my god.
I'll find. Anyway, though, yeah, no,
Okay, do you feel like the really tense exchange of kissy face eyes with each other was resolved with a fucking yellow watch? Did that feel earned to you, Nick?
no. Again, a lot of this didn't feel earned to me.
That was so disappointing. I was like,
That
"What's he
was
doing?"
like
Oh my god, he's taking off the watch.
it was just like here, grab a hold of my pocket. You're my bottom bitch.
I'm done with this now.
My
I've
father
moved.
gave me this. I don't give a shit. I don't have time and space.
You don't understand. I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's dumb and it's been a burden on me since I was a child.
I have to figure out if my father is Rution or not. I'm confused.
I did get some really weird mixed signals about 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
I might be light. I don't know. If I find a notebook, I'll let you know.
Have you heard of Belial?
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Belial?
Belial just shows up at the... Dude, if Belial had shown up at the end, I would have at least been curious what was gonna happen.
I'm
I
like,
would like.
okay, you pulled me back at the end.
Yep.
I was like, you didn't set this up, but you know what? This was worth it.
You know what? I approve of this choice. Did they do that? Nope.
Anyway, yeah.
Ugh.
So this has been our coverage of Ultraman Arc. We still have the movie, but that's not going to be out in the U.S. for at least a few months.
And it takes place in the past.
Yeah, so this doesn't really impact the ending of the series at all.
It
It
literally
might
can't set anything up.
Like,
it might justify things more. Like maybe they're going to do stuff with his parents and that.
but it would. You
Do-
would
I
think
don't
it would have to be
care.
like
Yeah,
it has to be against fucking Zesu or
it
whatever
doesn't.
his name was.
I don't. I mean, maybe, but like it can't be because I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that movie. Also, like,
I don't know. It's a weird choice to reveal that it's like gonna be not impactful.
yeah.
Well, I mean, what if maybe the guy was in the future
Was there
when
something
that
interesting
episode
that happened
happened?
in episode 23 that I don't remember?
No, and it takes place before that, so like,
But like it doesn't
uh,
make any sense. Like it would have to be after this.
no,
I mean, I know he talked about seeing a black arc, but like
no. But at the same point of time, like, he's in space already. I mean, like, I guess they could do the whole he came back, but like, I
he
really
came
don't think
back,
they're going to.
but evil. I
I
don't
I
know.
really don't think they're going to.
I don't know. I'm kind of.
Uh,
I'm over this season.
Yeah. Um,
Like it started off so strong,
it really
and then
did.
It went
I know, I agree.
downhill, then it got uphill, and then it went back down.
When you
Yeah.
kind of realize it's like, oh yeah, we're almost done with this, and I still feel like I'm getting to know the characters, which is really weird after you spend 20 episodes with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't know what Rin's motivation is.
I don't think we really know much about her character other than she was groomed. Which
I
is
think she
still,
was trying to groom
it makes it,
the professor.
I'm just gonna say, doesn't it make it worse that like we didn't learn enough about her character that the only thing we really know is that she was being groomed? Like that's the thing we know about her.
Uh,
Like doesn't
Remind
that
me how she was being groomed?
remember like the professor
she
was
was in
like,
high school.
yeah, she was in high school and she snuck off to like go to college classes and stuff. And then like he started spending alone time with her and like calling his fiance and pretending like he was doing other stuff other than spending time with her.
Oh,
No,
that
we
was a
made
really weird episode.
yeah,
Whoa.
that's the thing we know the most about her. Like we got a
I
full
blocked
episode
that
dedicated to that.
whole episode from my memory. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a reason.
No, like that
Yeah.
yeah, it's such a it makes you feel
That's
real
uncomfortable.
weird.
I'm uncomfortable all over again.
Yeah, like yeah, you should be. Again, that's the
Good.
thing.
Guess what? We're gonna make it worse.
That was the episode that gave her the most development was us finding
Fuck,
out
it
about that.
was. She was just a victim the whole time.
Yeah. No, like that's all she is. They didn't develop her farther than that.
They this Ultraman really did not have a strong female lead, and
No, like
Rin I
well,
think could have filled that role. Honestly, I
yeah,
think she was a
it's a
decent actress.
it's a bummer too, considering like all the other Ultraman properties we had have at least like decent, if not incredibly good female leads.
Right.
Like it's actually kind of surprising that the most recent one has not even debatably just the worst female lead I've seen in a while for these shows.
Yeah.
We know more about UP.
Kind of, yeah.
Ew, that makes me feel yucky.
I mean, we got all the different Yuppie bots. Like, we know more about them.
Ew, I don't feel
And
good
UP
now.
doesn't have the capability to have a personality. It's a bot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
has
his
two brains and no personality.
and a tongue.
That is that should be on a shirt with UP on it. 2 brains, no personality.
Yeah.
That right there is some merch.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. This is. I don't know. Again,
I can't stop thinking about that terrible episode.
the one where she. Yeah. No, again, I remember, like, I went off
Yeah.
on that episode, too. Like,
Don't
I
do
literally
that.
blocked that from my mind.
yeah, no, like, that's the only. Again, that's the only thing we know about that character. And, like, the only thing we really know about Bon is he wanted to be a good dad. We don't have anything else. Shu, we had very limited work with too, and like they're
You
all
like
really good
coffee.
actors. It's just a
Did
shame we
we
don't do anything with them.
did we by contrast spend a lot of time with Rution or the kaiju fights in such a way that we couldn't have had character development?
Not
It didn't
really.
feel that way.
I don't know anything about Rution either. Rution doesn't have a
Ah,
personality.
yeah, other than him being really weird and problematic in my opinion.
Yeah. No, like Rution is no like doesn't get any more development either. Like
So like what were we doing?
the only character we get development for is Yuma, and
Yuma.
weirdly all the characters that get introduced for the episode of the week. Like we get a lot of work
Oh
on
yeah, no,
them.
you're right. We just spend an assload of time with our side characters.
Yeah. Well, with our incidental characters, like it's not the side
Yeah, I meant
characters.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, like
Because like if we go back and start looking at all the incidental characters of the week, I bet you we could look at each one of them and go, "Oh yeah, her motivation was this. His motivation was that.
yeah,
He got caught up in this."
the character I'd make the argument who gets the most development outside of Yuma
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he gets the most development outside of Yuma, and that's fucking crazy to think
because
about.
And I forgot
he
about
gets
him.
2 episodes and like 3 cameos.
Yeah, no, like he's arguably the second most developed character in the show.
And it wasn't even his human companion. It was the alien that does it
Well,
like
and like again, we could have like it's fine to develop the alien, like Pega and
oh yeah,
Jeed
I'm
gets a
just
lot
saying
of
like
development,
it's
but
another like strange choice.
yeah,
Like
I get
that alien design too was really strange.
yeah, I think about that semi-regularly now, I'm gonna be
It
honest.
just
His
lives rent
eyes
free
are
in your
so
head.
weird to me.
Yes, it's the eyes. It's truly the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, again, like
Yeah, you that is a strong argument. I would say it's either him or it's Swede.
yeah, I actually don't know if we get a lot of development for Swede. I think we
He
learn
gets a good
about
amount of
her, but
screen time though, which might be making up for an absence of character in
yeah,
my
well,
head.
and I think it's also because she's such a good actress that we
It
feel
really
like she was
was really
developed.
wasted.
And
Really
again, that's
wasted.
like I feel like the actors do a lot of carrying for this, where like they are such good actors that it almost makes you feel like we're getting more out of the writing than we are.
Yeah, because like I would watch Bond's character all the time.
Um,
For
Dude,
some like I like that actor.
Bond was a Red Ranger when he was younger.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna
his
say he
actor was
just
a Red
has like
Ranger.
he's a very charismatic individual. I
Yeah,
would watch Shu in a comedy
yeah,
in a
no,
heartbeat. Like
100%.
if he got to be over the top with any sort of way, he would thrive.
I honestly think he could do like a drama too. I think he's got the
Oh
chops for
yeah,
that
I
too.
was just saying what I wanted to see him
Oh, that's fair.
in.
That's fair. Yeah,
Honestly, controversial take. I don't really care if I see Yuma again or not.
Yeah,
that's
no, don't care.
fair. I
And it's not because he's not a good actor. I just don't
no,
really. Eh.
yeah, I
Maybe
get
it's
you.
the way he was portrayed in this season.
I get you completely. Let's see. What is the
Because I
act?
agree that the actors really were doing a lot of carrying, Yuma included.
Mm-hmm. I want to see if what some of these other actors were in. Oh wow. The actor who played Shu is like a really relatively new actor. He's only got 4 credits on IMDb,
Hmm.
and one is for Arc and one is for the Arc movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Then let me
all right. Well,
see.
here's hoping he continues his career because I would watch him.
Oh yeah, no, he's fantastic. And then I'm gonna see what the actor who played um the actor who played Yuma has done. Also, tell me right now, how old do you think the actor who plays Yuma is?
31.
No,
27.
no, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, just something I thought was kind of interesting. Yeah, no, he doesn't have many credits either. He's only got 3 credits on IMDb. Yeah, no.
Hmm.
I think out of the principal cast, Bond's actor probably has the most credits under his belt.
Kind
Anyway,
of
though.
makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, any final thoughts we have before we want to call this one?
That I'm disappointed with this.
Yeah, that's fair. Um,
Like part of me is gonna miss it, but like not a big part.
yeah, like I said this last time too, there's gonna be episodes I'll want to rewatch, but I'm never gonna sit down and rewatch the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and buy the entire series and movie.
I
Yeah,
don't feel any urge to own this series.
yeah, like,
Whereas I will probably get myself a set of orb.
dude, it's not expensive either. I think it's like less than $20 to get Orb on Blu-ray right now, and
Oh wow.
you get like the series, the movie, and the special.
I was sure I was gonna have to buy all three, and it was gonna be a lot more than that.
They were a little more expensive when I bought them in 2020, but Like it's pretty cheap right now. Anyway, though, yeah, with that, those were our final thoughts on Arc. Tune in eventually for when we watch the Arc movie
Which comes out.
in Japan in towards the end of February, in the U.S. undisclosed time.
Uh,
Yeah, I would
so
guess later
stay
this
tuned.
year. Yeah. Anyway, tune in next time. Bye bye.
Uh,
Oh, I clicked the wrong button.
I was like, Nick just